Hello Stampers, this is Sarah with StinkinCuteCards.com and I'm going to show you a really cute little card today. It's stinking cute and it is a masculine card. Sometimes masculine cards are maybe a little bit more difficult to create, so I am going to share with you a real simple little card today. It actually is much more simple than than it looks, but I'm using two of my favorite stamp sets called the Open Sea. This is a very nice nautical masculine set, and we are going to use Guy Greetings, which again, I love all the different sayings. They coordinate quite well. So two of my favorite masculine sets we're going to be using for this card that we're using today. So the first step is I'm going to create that feature strip. It is the ship. It is actually quite easy to do, and we're going to use a technique called masking. So I'm just going to use a piece of very vanilla cardstock. I'm going to use my archival basic black stamp pad and ink that up quite firmly. These archival pads are the linen style, so again, you do have to push on those a little bit more than our new foam pads, which I absolutely adore as well. So I'm just going to stamp that on my very vanilla, and then I'm going to use my 2.5-inch circle punch, and I am just going to simply punch that out. Okay. Now to go ahead and get that colored, the first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a mask. I want this to be a ship at night, and so I'm going to use a little post-it note and my 1/2-inch circle punch, and I'm just going to add that right to the top there. You could either use sponges or sponge daubers. I'm going to use a sponge dauber and the Smoky Slate stamp pad, and one of the tricks that I've done is I've taken and labeled all of my sponge daubers, so that way I can keep them nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some careful inking here. I'm just going to burnish the background, and when I burnish, I will ink it up in a circular fashion, kind of like what you're doing when you're scrubbing the floor. If you pounce, you're going to get the real distinct lines. What I'm going to do too is I'm going to kind of come in here myself a real dark and stormy night here. No, it is not precise, but one of the things that I have found is that if I make a mistake and I get some gray night on my sails, I can take a white gel pen and I can go back and color those back into white, and you would never notice. So don't worry about it too much. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to take and use the Lost Lagoon with a blender pen, and I am just going to go ahead and make some water. Okay. Scribble that till it runs clear and your blender pen is fresh again. I'm going to use that same white gel pen to go ahead and add some foam on my, my gel pen isn't working real good. Well, here. There we go. It just needs a little bit of encouragement to get started. Add some foam, and I'm just going to go ahead and set that. Well, actually what I'll do is I'll take that that moon off. So it was a mask, so that way it looks like a storm, a moonlit night. Okay, so the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take that basic black again, and I'm going to stamp my dad. This is going to be a Father's Day for my dad. I'm going to stamp the dad right there on the bottom of that one. And I am going to go ahead and layer it on. I'm using the Hello Honey. I'm going to use the World Traveler paper and some more, and I've also done the poking. I've used the matte pack and the poker with the poking tool to go ahead and poke that around the outside. I did want to take your time to do that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this off. I'm going to use some dimensionals. There. I'm also going to take my Hello Honey ribbon. What I do is I'm just going to use some snail And that way I can just fold it in half and it gives you a real nice, I'm just gonna add that right there. Go ahead and add our saying over the top. Use some more of this. That's gonna go right here. Now I want to cover my my ship there, the white. So what I've done is I've just cut a strip of the basic black, and I am going to use the punch. Now what I want, this is smaller, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in the back here. I'm just going to flag these. So what that's going to do is just give me a real nice little feature strip right here on the bottom. Actually, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to cut this off because I don't want it quite as long. Sorry. There we go. That'll work better. Nobody needs to know that. Okay. And then what I've done is I've taken and stamped and cut out the world's greatest. So the world's greatest dad can go right on there. Now what I've done is I always save my dimensionals. And because I'm rather frugal, I will go ahead and cut these up. The beauty of that is that's the outside of the leftover of the dimensionals. The beauty of that is it fits real nice on some small things and you're not going to be left with dimensional hanging over the edge. So we're just going to add World's Greatest Dad there, pop that on there. I've got a half a sheet of cardstock that I've cut the vertical way, and I'm just going to go ahead, stick that right there on the front. And because nothing should be naked on the inside, we're going to go ahead and stamp "You're my anchor, happy birthday." I guess this is going to be a birthday card, not a Father's Day card. You could switch out that saying. And go ahead and add an anchor. And then it's actually just a very quick, easy birthday, Father's Day card, just by changing the inside saying. You can make it whatever you want. So again, I'm just going to show you, that was just a fun little technique on the masking, using the Post-it note to make yourself a moon and to sponge dauber the sky. So just a real quick, easy, masculine card. Hope you like it. And again, this is Sarah with StinkingCuteCards.com. If there's anything that you wish to purchase from this of these supplies from my Stampin' Up! Website, just visit www.stinkingcutecards.com. Thank you.